I'm not scared. Danger's my middle name. We're currently in the untouched bush. Bushland that hasn't been touched by civilization. We're walking through it right now. On our own little adventure. Smell that. Smell of oxygen, fresh air. You don't get that in the city. You don't get clean lungs and beautiful smell in a city like this. So we're very lucky to be out here today, just exploring. Yeah. Whoa! Look at that. That's beautiful. For my new viewers out here, I was actually born in the bush. I was raised here by wolves. I was 6 or 7 years old. Hold on.
6 or 7 years old.
I was 6 or 7 years old when I was dropped off here in the wilderness. Had to fend for myself, but I was adopted by wolves, and I learned the lays of the land. I learned how to fend for myself, find food, hunt, stuff like that. So I'm quite at home here. I'm quite at home. This is my favourite tree. His name is Brian. He has a great sense of humour. Tell us a joke, Brian. You funny bugger, Brian. Stay cool. This way.
Do you have any stories from the wolves?
I have stories from my youth. My father, Mufasa, was run over by some bison. And I ran away, obviously. I was very sad, I was very distraught. I thought it was my fault. But years later, I came back and I found out that my father Mufasa was actually killed by my evil Uncle Scar. And I had to fight him for the sake of the pride. So, and I became the Lion King. True story. We've been walking for maybe 3 or 4 hours right now, and we're reaching the upper atmosphere of the earth. The air's getting quite thin and it's getting really cold, but you know, sometimes you just got to push through it. You know, it's not really about the journey, it's about the destination. If you keep that in your mind, you'll reach enlightenment. So let's keep moving. So you've also been in a wilderness situation as well. Do you mind telling us about that?
My best mate, one of my best mates, he broke his leg on a hill, and it's about 1 kilometre down. Steep, real steep. It's like that. He was 90 kilos at the time. Just popped him on my back.
For the American listeners out there, that's probably 1,000 pounds or something.
I was just walking down the hill with him on my back, and bought me a beer afterwards. Wow. One thing he learned about me is that I'm very in touch, I care about my friends.
Yeah, that's nice, that's nice. And you also told me that on the way down, I don't know if it's worth mentioning or not, but you're fighting off like leopards and grizzly bears and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Like that. They don't look too scary right now, but they'll fucking hurt you.
Yeah, turn nighttime, those bush turkeys, they get real big. Yeah, they get real big and bloodthirsty.
Do you know that big chicken from Family Guy? That's what they're like. Right.
So before it turns night, I reckon we should get away from this.
Yeah.
Get away from that little chicken. Whoa. Wow, a beautiful waterfall. So elegant, so pristine, and so amazing, so fresh.
A second of it.
Whoa! Whoa! Careful. Careful now. And we're safe. Oh my god.
We play that same clip over and over again.
That was fucking dangerous. That was probably 50 metre cross against the freezing rapids. Lucky I made it out of there in one piece. One piece? Who? expert here. If you look down here, you'll see a little bit of green, and what that indicates is that there's been water here recently. So that shows signs of rain or precipitation, as some scientists might say. Yeah, we'll be on the lookout for some more water somewhere around here. We've made it to the very top of the mountain. We're probably 1,000 kilometers in the air above sea level. But I tell you what, it's not about the destination, it was about the journey, okay? And that's a life lesson for you. You know, take your time, enjoy things, right? It's not all about the end goal. Enjoy your life. You know what was better than this waterfall? The trip, the walking, the exploration, you know? So, just look at life that way, and I promise you, you'll be a much happier man or woman. By my calculations, it's probably a 7-kilometer wide gap, and we're about to trek it right now. Right, wish me luck. Oh. God. Just sitting here reminiscing. I used to come here as a child. In fact, my house, well, I call it a house, but really it's a little hole in the wall, a little cave. My house is just up there, and yeah, let's show you. That's where I used to set up camp. Little tiny hole. But that was okay. We had Wi-Fi and running water. It wasn't too bad.
Which one's your room?
There's only one room. This bridge is bouncy. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I'm moving a little bit. Now, in a survival situation, what you'd do is you'd actually eat these. These are what you call jungle noodles, and they're actually poisonous right now, but once you cook it up, you boil it in water, and you cook it up, and that serves as a good source of protein and carbohydrates. And actually, this here is probably enough to feed a small village of 20 for about 3 years. So this is actually really good food. Guys, I think there's someone hanging right there. Hold on, let me try again. I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. How's the serenity? Well, tell you what, it's been about 3 days since we started this trek, and finally made it back to the car. If you look there. Now, today really, you know, this journey really tested my resilience and my resolve to keep pushing. But, you know, even through all the hardship, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. So I think I'm eager to get back out there into the wilderness, and you know, first we need a little bit of recovery. So let's go back home. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like a scenic edit with jazz music at the back of my at the end part of my video.